said, because I was going to come on to my next question, was really going to look at how that links into prices, power and availability of power, availability of raw materials, resources, virgin materials, as you say. But of course, I think the point there is that something which businesses can do by using more energy efficiency is clearly to insulate themselves against price shocks and against availability shocks by embedding elements like resource efficiency, pathways to net zero, those kind of things. So I don't know if you could, I think what would be interesting for our readership would be to learn about what the corporate side in the EU could be doing to help insulate against some of these pressures which maybe are coming in from the conflict that's taking place, in terms of getting steps in place quickly that they can do today to try and insulate against shocks that might be coming down in a month or so's time in terms of price and availability.
I think the answer lies in what I have said earlier, more with less, and you use the right word, efficiency.
Yeah.
You're touching the issue of power. Now, it is obviously starting with resource efficiency, in this case, energy efficiency.
Yeah.
You talked also, you used the word insulation. And of course, that has been a hit word. You know, to insulate all the buildings, for instance, commercial buildings, residential buildings, and so on and so forth. But less has been talked about, and more so less has been done, where real huge energy consumption is taking place. And that is the industrial energy consumption.
Of course, intensive uses, yeah.
Let's start from extracting, the way we extract raw materials. It's very, very CO2 intensive. So can we really talk about efficiency in a way that our manufacturing sector actually takes concrete steps to reduce the amount of energy that is consumed across the value chain? That is, from the moment you extract the resources, you design product in a way that they consume less energy, and you go down, you know, how you transport them, how you pack them, and so on and so forth. So across the value chain, I would say that's a very important element, is about, can we reduce the amount that we use for energy to produce better and perhaps even more. But also equally important is the source of energy.
Of course.
Finally talk about moving towards renewable energy. I mean, these two words, renewable energy, they have been there for a very long time. And I think there has been no conference in this world where you talk about sustainability or CO2 without talking about renewable energy. But how renewable is our energy today? I think if we take the stock, we can, and if you look at the innovation potential we have as humans, I think we are capable of moving towards renewable energy. Now, the question is, what is the role of industries?
Yes.
I think this is an era of decentralization of literally everything. And why don't we go and decentralize energy business to begin with? Because if we produce where we consume, isn't it that the best way to save energy? Because look at the grids in Europe, for instance. You know, the energy travel 1,000 or 2,000 kilometers to get from A to B. So it's produced at one location, and you go about 700 kilometers down to where it is consumed. And you lose a lot of energy while it travels. That's one. But when you produce where you need it, I think the businesses can use their own energy. And it is no longer a question of whether we need subsidies or not. Because the energy price is going up, the renewables are now very competitive.
Of course.
They are competitive. It is just a question of mindsets. It's no longer a question of whether government should come forward and subsidize it. Other way around. I think that if you're smart in purchasing, installing, and maintaining renewable energy system, you will be actually saving money, and you will be less vulnerable to the outside pressure, like wars going on or other things going on, commodity prices going up and down. So you have better predictability. And anyone who runs a business knows that predictability matters. So I think there are a number of factors that speaks for, one, using less energy for producing more goods, and secondly, the source, transform it, just switch it to renewable energy, Don't do it tomorrow, do it yesterday.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.